super duper, the super duper, international super duper, the super duper. Wake up this one up, live your soul and mind.
So this is the reason, guys, why I mainly ride off-road. As you can see, the cars have no consciousness of distance. They don't care. They don't want to wait for you to get past an obstacle so that they can pass. You know, they just want to pass you. As you can see there's no patience. What was wrong with him waiting behind me and that guy as well? What was wrong with them waiting behind me until they got to a safe area where they could overtake? Look at this guy. Absolutely ridiculous. And this is my area. This is what happens in my area when I'm trying to ride on the road. It is ridiculous. And this is why I mainly ride off the road. It's also the reason why I've got a camera strapped to myself at the moment when I'm riding. So I record all my journeys now. If I'm going on the road or if I'm going through the roads, you know, just to give myself a bit of assurance that if anybody knocks me off and then tries to argue against it, I've got some evidence there. And hopefully they will see the camera strapped onto me and think twice about doing certain maneuvers in front of me or around me. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this is my kind of scenery that I take when I'm riding. I initially go off-road just in fear, really, of traveling on the road. And that is really bad. If it's a road that's supposed to be shared by both driver and cyclist, then the cyclist should then feel confident in riding on the road, or be made to feel confident on riding on the road and trusting the drivers who are in the cars. What's wrong with a little patience is my question. What is wrong with just waiting behind the cyclist until it's safe for you to overtake, until you can give that cyclist a 1 meter distance when you're trying to pass them? You know, it really is ridiculous. As a driver as well, I understand that you do need an element of patience when it comes to cyclists. They're on a two-wheeled vehicle, you know, and they're depending on their own balance on that two-wheeled vehicle. So it's the conditions for them is much more treacherous, and the implications are much more treacherous than it is to the person in the car. So if I'm on a road and there's a cyclist in front of me and I can't overtake them and leave a 1 meter distance between myself and the cyclist, then I'll coast behind them and just wait, you know, and that may leave some drivers behind you quite disgruntled and honking their horns. But, you know, you have to, you know, follow road safety. You know, you have to be safe. And them's the rules, you know, them's the rules of cycling, and them's the rules on the road for cars as well. So, you know, take into consideration these things when you're driving and you're leaving to go to work minutes after you should have left. You know, you're leaving later, you're not giving yourself enough time. And if you're giving yourself a time if you're traveling 60 miles per hour on the way to work, as opposed to traveling 40 miles per hour on the way to work. So therefore you're rushing, you know. No task and no journey is as important as somebody's life. So you have to remember that, you know, as a fellow car driver and cyclist as well. So I'm currently using my mobile phone to film my ride footage, as you can see. And that is strapped onto me with one of these. So it just gives me enough vision on my journey to, spot things that are, spot cars that are up to mischief, basically. So the most important thing to take from this video is not to be deterred by riding on the road, but give yourself the ammunition to go against the drivers who disagree with overtaking you too closely or almost causing you to fall off your bike. Don't ride on the road unnecessarily. I don't like to ride on main roads, even where cars are just going at a ridiculous speed. So a message to all motorists: take cyclists into consideration. Take into account that they're on a two-wheeled vehicle, that they're depending on their balance. Take into account that the implications of them being in an accident with yourselves is more on them than it is to you. So ride safe this summer, guys. Enjoy the weather, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the engineering of your bike, and most of all, be safe.